The boys are freaking back. Let me hear your greatest wah. Just a headphone check because like before I get into this, I have to wah. 3, 2, 1. Wah! Guys, I am so freaking excited. Between the most recent balanced data slate, orcs are now back since we fixed their rules. We actually get to use our rules. And now with this new detachment, GW did something that I did not dream they would do. I figured GW was going to make some BS Christmas fun detachment that sucks. No, GW made some awesome fluffy detachment. I don't know if it beats Warhorde, but it 100% gives Warhorde a run for its money, and it's a completely different way to run orcs that is exceptionally orky. This is by far and away my favorite detachment of Grotmus. GW gave us a freaking gift with a kiss on top, and the orcs are ready to crump. So let's get into this thing. I'm probably going to be trying to film a battle report with this tomorrow. I might have to proxy one or two things, but it's going to be a-okay. So, all right. I got my wah. I'm excited. Let's listen here. Listen here is the detachment rule for the tactical brigade. It is a lot of words, so just bear with me. I'm going to simplify everything for you. Once per battle round in your command phase, or after being set up on the battlefield in your movement phase. That's very important. Or after being set up on the battlefield in your movement phase. Thank goodness GW included that. That means you can start inside your trucks and still be able to use this. Each boss Snickrot, mech, and war boss model in your army can issue tactics abilities. Now, the easiest way for me to describe this simply, but I will read the words for you, is the tactics are more or less orders from Imperial Guard. All right, now, to do so, select one or two of the tactics abilities below, and select one friendly orcs unit within 6 inches of that model to issue them. So you have to be within 6 inches to do it. If you select 2 tactics, that model must take a leadership test, and if failed, the selected unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. So if you want 2 of these, your units could potentially take D3 mortal wounds. Honestly, I don't think you care, and you're pretty much always going to do it. Until the start of your next command phase, the selected unit is affected by the selected tactics. A unit cannot have tactics issued to it in this way more than once per battle round. Okay. Tactics abilities cannot be issued to battle-shocked units, and if a unit affected by a tactics becomes battle-shocked, all tactics cease to affect that unit while it is battle-shocked. So basically, it's the same way. So if you issue it in the command phase and they fail the battle-shock, the tactics disappear. One of the really cool things about this is most of the time our orc characters are going to be inside transports. So they're going to issue it when they get out of the transports because we're allowed to issue it in the movement phase. This is very, very cool. And it also gets around knowing who's going to pass or fail battle shock, which is also very, very sweet. All right. So now we're reading it. These are the 4 options, and you get to choose. You get to choose 1 or 2 if you're willing to take mortal wounds. I'd be willing to bet you're always going to be willing to take mortal wounds. The first option is going to be get stuck in. You get reroll charge rolls. Super good. Reroll charge rolls is very useful. Get on with it. I also wanted to add a governor to that. Add 1 to the strength characteristic of melee weapons equipped by models in this unit. This is amazing. This suddenly enables commandos. Now, commandos, when they charge in and they can actually have strength 5, is a world of difference than commandos having a strength 1, meaning a commandos unit is actually quite useful in my opinion now. I can finally build my second commander unit, so now I can have 2 10-mans. I'm not necessarily sold I'm going to run 2 10-mans, but this is freaking good. I'm excited. It's also amazing for Storm Boys. This dramatically changes the way that Storm Boys operate, in my opinion. Then we have Sneaky Stalkin'. Any infantry or mounted unit. Well, infantry and mounted units. But you can't do this on Mega Knobs, which is, a shame. But honestly, I'm not running Mega Knobs in this anyway. They get stealth, and they'll get cover no matter what. Unless your opponent, of course, ignores cover. And then the last ability is Shoot-a-Drills. Each time an infantry or mounted model in this unit makes a ranged attack, add 1 to the hit roll. Okay, so we're trying to encourage shooting. Now, this is actually very, very fascinating. Then lastly, Storm Boys are going to get the battle line keyword. This is actually kind of amazing. It's going to allow us to spam Storm Boys. It's going to give us a ton of units in this army. That's really, really strong. And as you'll know, when I get to the stratagems, there's going to be a reason for perhaps actually running one of the Stormboy units as a 10-man, which is sick. All right, now let's go through some of these enhancements. They're amazing. Squad leader. For 15 points, a war boss model only. During the declare battle formation step, the bearer can be attached to a commandos unit. Now, while leading a commandos unit, it has the infiltrators and stealth abilities. Cool. So a war boss can now go with commandos, giving them the +1 to hit. Then you can order them the tactics to give them +1 strength. And then, as you can see later on, we're also going to have something else that we can do with them as well. And it's going to give the war boss stealth and infiltrators, meaning that he can deploy up the battlefield with them. This, I'm not certain I'm going to use this all the time, but this is strong. This is actually a pretty good and strong, reasonable enhancement. Then we go on to the Mech Captain. 35 points. This is an expensive enhancement, but boy, is it freaking worth it. Big Mech and Mega Armor. Big Mech with Shock Attack Gun. Model only. During the declare battle formation step, the bearer can be attached to a Flash Gits unit. Now, each time a model in the bearer's unit makes a range attack, you can re-roll the hit roll. You heard it right, family. We have basically Bad Ruck back. You're almost, in my opinion, always going to be doing this with a Shock Attack Gun, because getting full rerolls to hit on a Shock Attack Gun is amazing. Not to mention, you can also give them the tactics to give them +1 to hit. So suddenly the entire squad is hitting on 4s with full rerolls to hit, fishing for your sustain and lethals once per game on the Flash Gits, while the Shock Attack Gun is just fishing. This is amazing. I'm so pumped to have this unit up, and it's not going to break the game before anyone starts bitching and moaning, because it's only one unit that can actually make use of this. This is awesome. I'm so freaking pumped up for it. Nice. Okay, Mork's Cunnin for 15 points. Orc model only. After both players have deployed their armies, select up to 3 Orcs units from your army and redeploy them. When doing so, you can set those units up in Strat Reserve, regardless of how many units are already in Strat Reserve. This will open up decent amounts of play for, say, infiltration blocking. So if you're taking only maybe like 1 unit of the commandos, you can string them out across the entire battlefield, deploy them first to stop your opponent from putting infiltrators anywhere useful, and then when you're done, just pick them up so that it doesn't matter, if you go second and you don't just automatically lose a squad. Very useful. I like it. Then we have the Gob Boomer. I love the names of these. They're so good. For 10 points, War Boss or Mech model only. Each time the bearer issues tactics, it can do so to a friendly Orcs, infantry, or mounted unit within 18 inches instead of 6. Nice. Honestly, a solo little mech who might be standing next to a truck to get infiltrators and just can stand and see everything in the battlefield, this is actually probably really useful for that. Okay, let's get into these freaking stratagems. I can't explain how excited I am for these stratagems and those enhancements and this army roll. It's so good. Oh my gosh, GW did such a good job. All right, that's ours. When our command phase, 1 Orcs unit from your army that is within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units. Until the start of the next command phase, add 1 to the OC characteristic of models in your unit. This is going to be useful all over the place. Suddenly, you can put your truck to 3 OC to score to score an objective. Suddenly, you can put your boys up to 3 OC each to be able to do it. You can put your storm boys or your whatevers up to 2 OC, or your knobs up to 2 OC. This is just always useful, and it's going to be very, very valuable. Okay. Now we look at Crunchin' Descent. Your charge phase just after a Storm Boys unit from your army ends a charge move. Target that Storm Boys unit. Select 1 enemy unit within engagement range of your units. Then roll 1d6 for each model in your unit that is within engagement range of said enemy unit. For each 4-up, they suffer 1 mortal wound for maximum of 6. For 1 CP, you're going to get to turn a unit of your Storm Boys into Jump Pack Assault Intercessors. This is awesome. It's going to honestly encourage a 10-man unit of Storm Boys. That doesn't mean I'm sold. I'm 100% running a 10-man unit of Storm Boys, but it's going to encourage it, because this can really help with a lot of Orc struggles. Now, let's say your shooting unit shot off and there's a, freaking Rhino that survived on 2 wounds. Now my Storm Boys can go blow it up in the charge phase, which enables me to charge the good that's on the inside. There's just a lot of value in having this strat in the bank. And with 6 freaking Storm Boy units, because I'm probably going to run 6, you can pretty much bet that you're going to be able to do it. Our own fight proper for 1 CP in the fight phase, any fight phase. 1 Orcs infantry or mounted unit. Selected unit gets sustained or lethal. Boom, love it. Sustained or lethal on demand. As we all know, Orcs freaking love sustained hits. That's why War Horde is so good. Being able to pop that somewhere here really does improve our ability just to punch up. I'm honestly, in my brain right now, let's order my Storm Boys to have +1 strength Let's order them to maybe reroll charge rolls. Then they get to charge. They're going to cause a ton of mortals. And then I'm also going to give them sustained hits. This actually becomes a very, very scary unit, and I'm pretty freaking excited to run it. It also makes your commandos for turn 1 actually threatening, because previously commandos suck simply because I'm their strength 4 base. They don't do anything. But now you can get them their sustained hits and +1 strength, and you can get there's a lot you can do with them. You can also run them with a warbot. List opens up so many different units. I'm pumped. On to the next. Your opponent's movement phase just after an enemy unit falls back. One orcs unit from your army that was within engagement range of that enemy unit at the start of the phase, your unit can make a normal move of up to 6 inches. Now, the cool thing about this is it says one orcs unit. So it's not linked to anything. So let's say they fall back from a truck because they're trying to set themselves up to kill your truck for bring it down or something. Well, you can actually move your truck 6 inches, perhaps behind cover, perhaps somewhere where they don't want to be, where your opponent can't see them. So this can be a truck, this can be your infantry, this can be anything. This is useful. It's not like game breaking, but it is always going to be useful, and you're going to be able to enjoy this stratagem. Then we've got 2 more. The first one being the tactical retreat. Your movement phase just after an orcs unit from your army falls back. That orcs unit, until the end of the turn, your unit is eligible to shoot and declare charge in a turn in which it fell back. Fall back and shoot and charge, it rocks. We love it on a lot of things. We especially love it on flash kits when they're led by a mech now. Then we have the Dead Sneaky. End of your opponent's fight phase, 1 commandos or storm boys unit from your army that is not within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units. Remove your unit from the battlefield, place it into strat reserves. Uppy downy on storm boys and commandos. How do you not adore this? It is so good. And the cool thing about this is it doesn't have the restrictions saying they have to come back next phase. So you could save them for later. You could rapid ingress them. There's a lot of utility with this. This detachment is freaking awesome. It's flavorful. It gives us new ways to play. It is strong. I don't necessarily think it's better than Warhorde, but it's going to give us so many new options that it's going to change the way our opponents are going to have to respond to us. Perhaps I could be wrong. Perhaps it is better than Warhorde. As of right now, I'm thinking it's roughly on the same strength level, but with all the buffs that we just got in the data slate, our freaking, army rule actually working now, I'm thinking orcs are in a great position, and I am so excited to be representing Team Green, and I will likely be able to get a battle report with this detachment filmed up tomorrow. I have a battle report I'm doing with my Blood Angels later today. I might see if I can convince my opponent to film 2 with me. So we'll find out. Anyway, guys, this is it. Grotmus gave us a gift. I love it. It's my favorite so far. I'm, of course, a little bit biased. I don't care about being biased. It just is what it is. Orcs forever. Team Green. I love it. If you love it, hit the like, subscribe, share with your friends. And until next time, crop on, baby. Bye-bye.